by midnight, 12 o'clock, we wait to see what happens. Will Russia respond accordingly to that which the British government expects of them to say? To say what? That yes, we were involved and we'll do something about the killing or the poisoning of an ex-Russian spy here in the UK, a double agent of some kind. What's going on? Why is the UK trying to put pressure, if it can, you know, on the ex-USSR state of Russia? Why? I mean, whose puppet is the United Kingdom? Who do they belong to? Why are they doing it? What's in their interests? What I can see is quite simply and quite clearly when we look at the politics in the world today, that there are very, very few white Europeans who are in favour of militarily backing a country like the Islamic Republic of Iran, considering, of course, the high rate of Islamophobia and anti-Islamic media that's coming out from this country, from Europe, against Muslims, against Islam, with the variety of far-right groups and personalities that have emerged. From all of this, miraculously, one European, Eastern European country of a mass, of a great landmass and population, i.e. Russia, has backed Iran. In Syria has backed Bashar al-Assad for the past since the war started, 7 years or so. You know, it's been there, it's on the battlefield, it's with, you know, the Syrian Arab army, it's working with them, you know, against ISIS, against Jabhat al-Nusra, against Al-Qaeda. And yet it's the evil, you know, it's the Cold War again. It's James Bond. What is this, James Bond? Yeah, James Bond movie with a, you know, I mean, it's funny how the British, you know, get taken the mick out of by the Americans, you know. You got kind of like, Austin, that comedian, you know. And, you know, Britain is just a small little island, isn't it? You know, and America is like the great big, massive land of opportunity, and it has the mightier military and all of these things. And they must look at Britain sometimes and think, yeah, James Bond is just a bloody joke, do you know what I mean? Parodying it in comedies and stuff like that. And now Britain's trying to take a hard line somehow on Russia because, you know, it's proved its worth and its loyalty, you know, to a nation none other than the Islamic Republic of Iran. 1979, Ayatollah Khomeini. Now you've got Ayatollah Khamenei, and you've got a friend. You've got a friend there, a Christian friend, you know, who's helping them out to secure maybe their own interests, but to ensure that America doesn't get a hegemony, a kind of like a wing over, you know, over the whole your dominion. This that takes power, you know, a universal rule, the dollar reigns. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen now. You tried hard. You tried to break Syria down. You know, you funded all these free Syrian Arab army groups and you called some of them moderates. And it's a whole load of rubbish, to be honest. It's a whole load of rubbish. You know, what's happening now? We can see what's happening. We can look at the jigsaw puzzle. We can look since now 2006. We can go back to 2001, Lebanon, I'm talking about. We can go back to 1989, Khomeini. We can go back to 1979, you know, the rise of the revolution. We can see all these things and how the balance of world power tipped, you know, at the start of the fall of the Shah of Iran, who, you know, had some good points to espouse, but in the main he was considered to be a friend of the West. So he fell, Khomeini came in, and guess what? The West lost a big, massive friend yeah, which is Iran, a great, I mean, like Russia, has existed for over 1,000 years. It's not one of these new countries, like Israel or like Saudi Arabia, that new countries that we don't know what their lifespan or length of life is going to be. But Russia, Iran, ancient civilizations, both of them, long time countries, and they've partnered with each other, no doubt, and I'd say no more, no less. They've done that, and I think Mr. Putin has proved his worth as a man who really does understand what equality and diversity means, having understood what the USSR was and how inclusive in fact it actually was of all of its cultures and nations, languages, and the links it had to the Eastern world, Turkish, Persian speaking people, Muslims, and he's included them in his army. They're part of who and exactly what Russia is. In fact, it's a role model for a country like Britain to be able to wholeheartedly accept the Muslim populace, of his own country, in the cultural domain of what Russia is. I mean, the mosque, for example, that Mr. Putin opened a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago in Moscow, and invited all the world Muslim leaders, invited Turkey, invited the Iranians, invited Erdogan, invited Rouhani, and, the people of Al-Azhar, of the Muslim world, to say that, look, Islam doesn't mean terrorism. Just because we're building a mosque, it doesn't mean that we funded terrorism. We are looking for inclusivity within this world that we live in, where Christian can accept Muslim, Muslim can accept Christian, and take it up from there. I credit Vladimir Putin for what he is, for his worth and what he stands for in the world today, as a man of dignity, as a man of honour, and for the time being, I suppose, because I don't really do political commentary, and perhaps much of what I've said is a ramble, and I may or may not upload this on YouTube, and if I do upload it, I may take it down again, because it's seemingly somehow maybe taken out of context. But it's really, really interesting to see what's happening in the world today on so many different levels, and so I'm going to just leave it there, and maybe you can put a comment in the comment section if you think that you've got something to say or contribute. Time out.